Hey everybody, what's up today? Moshin Mikey here. Just chilling, having a Tuesday. Decided to stop in the office and talk a little bit about some music I've been hearing. Nothing official, big news or anything today. Just gonna shoot the shit for a little bit. I had a day off, so I haven't done a lot, and figured out I've been listening to some really pretty cool music, and uh, got some other topics maybe I'll hit on, but. Any new music out there? I mean, usually there hasn't been a lot lately, and it's like I've actually ran into a few this week. So I was going to talk about some of these new bands, see if anybody's heard them, their feelings about them. The first one is a surprising one for me because I'm not an instrumental, like a diehard instrumental kind of guy. Like being a vocalist, in the past. I mean, I play drums and stuff like that, but never never really done an instrumental like song, like just instrumental. But I've never really listened to it either. It's kind of like some bands I have in the past, like Pelican, I've heard, and I like them, and Animals as Leaders, stuff like that. But this is a new side project for some guys, and what caught my attention was the fact that they dress up as world leaders. So the guitarist is Donald Trump, and the bass player is Vladimir Putin, and the drummer is Kim Jong Un. I don't know how long these guys have been around, but I've only watched or only heard the one EP. I couldn't find anything else, so I'm thinking that's probably the extent of what they have out right now. Uh, it's called a clear and present rager, and the name of the band is Nuclear Power Trio. Now, I had to look them up because their identity was not like right out there. I mean, they had the costumes on or whatever. And the video I saw, the one video, grab them by the, I can't even pronounce what it is. Grab them by the Ponagang or something like that. Was a video with all these guys at the. It was Donald Trump and Putin and Ken Jong, and they were playing basketball against like Danny DeVito and Chris Farley. These guys dressed up. It's funny as shit. So if you get a chance to check out the YouTube videos for sure, Nuclear Power Trio. But the music itself is very very good, and the bass player's off the chain. I mean, he just goes crazy. It's like a bass, almost like a slap bass fest. This guy is incredible at playing the slap bass, and his name is on YouTube is Nick Shins. I found out, and I don't know if he's in a band or not, but I just know he has his channel and he has a lot of good bass stuff on it. If you're a bass player, definitely check out Nick Shins. Guitar player is a guy they I can't remember his name's Greg, I believe. I didn't even get their names down really, but he plays in a band called Allegion. I haven't checked them out yet, but it's and then the drummer is actually the drummer for a band called Havoc. So Nuclear Power Trio, pretty freaking cool. I mean, the music's pretty cool and definitely different from what I'm used to, and it sounds like a video game background. It really is, but it's badass. They get along, and it's like a new Rush kind of XYZ kind of feel to it, but it's newer stuff, of course. And then another band I found this week that really, well, the last couple weeks, I guess, been around a while. I figured it. I didn't know where I noticed the singer from, but I had noticed her from somewhere, and I started hearing people comparing another singer to like Tatiana style. So I thought, oh, okay, I'm gonna check this band out. And it's a band called Spirit Box, and they are from Canada. And as I looked at this girl, she sings really good. like really almost theatrical, like Nightwish and stuff like that. And then she comes in with the growls, and the only thing she's got some makes some faces when she sings, but if we're watching the videos, but she just looked very familiar to me, and I couldn't put a finger on where I had seen her before. Being Canada, I was like, I don't know of any bands from Canada that I'd literally listen to, that's hardcore like that. But yeah, she's a very good singer, very good screamer. The music's really good, and it's like they have the guitar and bass player, and then they have this young looking kid. He looks young. He's, I believe, in Philadelphia, so he does he's like a session guy for him. But man, if he's not in the band full time, he should be. He's really good. And so I listened to a bunch of their songs. Holy Roller's a big one. Blessed Be, and there was, I watched they must have done a special on Sirius XM, and they did like a live stream. And I watched that, and it was pretty intense, pretty cool. And Rule of Nines is another good song by them. And the girl singing is named Courtney LaPlante. And I just couldn't put my finger on where I seen her, but now I looked into them a little bit. She used to be, her and her husband, the guitar player, were in a band called I Wrestled a Bear once, and they were a pretty big hardcore band. And a few years back, she looks different, and but she sings better too, I think now. So Spirit Box, very good. If you're into the hardcore stuff like me, yeah, very good. So those were my two like heavier finds for the week. And then I found a couple that were under the radar and not usually what I listen to at all. And one of them is called Burden. Burden, like a birding. You have a burden on you. Burden. And he is from Florida, and he's a self like DIY guy, and he raps. Yeah, rap. So I don't usually get into rap, but that's what's funny because this guy he's got some. His other song is later stuff, earlier, I should say earlier stuff. It's older. I haven't dove into that much, but like the newer stuff, he has a song against Biden, which is great. Joe Biden cheated, whatever. It's funny. But he's got a song called "We the People." It's really good. Another one, "Save Our Children." It's really good. I mean he tells it like it is a lot. And he's got on YouTube, I think it's under Burden World, but his name is Burden. He looks like a younger guy, and he's got some good content to his songs. So that was a pleasant surprise that I found him. The reason I found him is because of the other guy I'm going to mention. That I kept seeing him on Facebook for like a month or two. I see this guy, and I'm like, he had the dread, the braided hair and the tattoos all over his face and his neck, and he just had a plain Jane name. And I thought, man, what's everybody sharing this guy? I don't know, some kind of rapper or whatnot. I decided I'm going to click on it. I was like, I'm going to click on this guy, see what the hype is, because I see a lot of people were reacting to his videos. So I said, okay, I'll give him a chance. And his name's Tom McDonald. I had a buddy named Tom McDonald that passed away a couple years ago. But he is from Canada. He's a rapper also. And this guy gives no shit. He doesn't care. He has his opinions. He tells it like it is. The dude is a hell of a rapper, and he'll insult or he'll say whatever it is. Repercussions be damned, he don't care. And the song I first heard was Fake Woke, which is like the big song right now that everybody's talking about. But he's got other ones, and the one that just came out was canceled about this cancel culture bullshit we're living in. And he just straight out, you're not going to cancel me because, he doesn't have a record label. He doesn't have, him and his girlfriend do all their videos. They do the promotions. He's got millions and millions and millions and millions of views on YouTube. He's doing very well for himself. And he doesn't depend on, like what happened with Morgan Wallen getting dropped by your record company for saying, but saying a so-called slur with your buddies out drinking. And then he had to go on and apologize to try to appease people. This guy, this rapper, this Tom McDonald, he ain't going to apologize to nobody about nothing. And I love it. I think it's fan-fucking-tastic that you got a guy like that just says, this is what I think of the shit going on, and he doesn't claim any side like a political party. He just thinks the hypocrisy is bullshit, that the cancel culture is bullshit, that you're getting censored in any way is bullshit. And that's what I feel like in music. Music shouldn't be censored at all. I mean, it should be what it is. It's your thoughts and your opinions, just like a podcast or anything else. Shouldn't be censored at all. So the fact that he does that, and he's very good at rapping, I'm not a rapper anyway, but I'm not a huge fan of rap, but he's right up there. I mean, he's fantastic. I see everybody of every. It's not just a white guy rapping that's speaking to white people. He's talking to everybody, and everybody seems to like this guy. I mean, millions and millions of views can't be wrong. And I was shocked that I liked it. I mean, I'm not a rap guy. I'm also, but this Burden's the same way. He's a rapper too, and I was like, both of them just kind of tell it like it is. They do it on their own. They don't have record labels to deal with. They don't have, and they went the social media way of doing things, and I just think it's great. I think it's absolutely awesome that they can do that way. It's pretty good, I think. So basically, four new musical acts to check out. If you Whether you're into instrumental, you're into the hardcore, or you're into rap, there's some new ones. With this Morgan Wallen thing that happened, with the censorship, I'd never heard Morgan Wallen before. So I'm going to support him now because I think it's bullshit. He gets cancel culture, and I had to go back and basically apologize for thinking the way, for saying something in jest with his buddies. I mean, it wasn't derogatory, so once again, we're in this bullshit. Can't say or do nothing and get censored. It's like PMRC back in the 80s all over again. And big company got dropped by his label and shit. It's like got taken off certain streaming services and all this dumb shit. I don't agree with it. I think music should be censor free. That's why we do it. It's part of our freedom of speech. And I don't want to tiptoe around and walk on eggshells when I'm doing music I do, and I never have, but I never will either. It's like maybe that's why I'm never been a huge success with anything. But anyway, so I feel bad for Morgan Wallen, but I kind of just like, guess if you're a celebrity, you really got to watch what the fuck you say if you're a big timer, but shouldn't have to. That shouldn't play into it in any way, shape, or form. It should be merited on what you sing. You keep it out of the. Say whatever the fuck you want. It's still America as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, I digress. The other thing, while I'm here, a couple other things. The Super Bowl was yesterday, and they had the halftime show. Well, first they had the America the Beautiful. I'll go over everything. I thought the girl that did that, and I'm sorry if I don't get the names because I really wasn't uh, watching for the names. I think it's HER. The H, it's like an acronym, but it's her, but it's like H period, E period, R period, or something. I believe that's who sang America the Beautiful. And she did a good job. I mean, I heard that, and I thought, well, that's pretty good. Uh, I'm not a fan of the Alicia Keys song because not just because I didn't like the song. Period. I mean, I'm not an R&B guy, but um, I just think it's crazy we got more than one national anthem. I mean, it's national anthem should be one, but I'm not gonna get into the political shit. The other one was the national anthem sang by Eric Church and this maybe I don't know. I don't want to get them mixed up, but there was another girl, and I don't know if that was the her or the girl that sang. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like I said, I was out watching the game, and I just happened to pick up on this music stuff. But I knew Eric Church was there, and he sang with a girl, and I thought they did a good job. And I heard a lot of people on complaining, saying they changed the words or they made it their own too much or something. And I mean, I understand the cookie cutter anthem that people like, that people want, but that kind of demeans your right to expression too. You know what I mean? Long as you don't butcher it on purpose or butcher it by, if you're adding the wrong words or something. But I got home last night and I'd seen people complaining about it, and Kate and my wife pulled it up on the YouTube or whatever. I didn't really hear anything wrong with it. I thought it was a respectable job. I bet maybe I missed something. I mean, I was I was drinking too, but maybe I missed something on that. But if I did, I did. But I only heard what I heard. It sounded pretty good. Now then we'll go to just for shits and giggles. I'll go to the halftime performance. This was by the Weekend, and I'd never heard the Weekend before. Heard the commercials leading up to the Super Bowl. I mean, I knew that it was his song, and I mean, it had a little catchy. It was a little catchy, whatever. I thought it probably won't be horrible, but when you don't know the people's songs, it makes it a little less enjoyable, I guess. And I know I'm the minority. A lot of people like the Weekend. He wouldn't be on the Super Bowl halftime if he was unknown. Just not my style of music so much. But I thought for sure this dude's lip syncing. He just looked that way, had that appearance to me. And I know probably a lot of the halftime shows in the past have been lip synced. I mean, I know Whitney Houston, they said, when I thought she did that amazing national anthem years ago, they said that was lip synced. I was like, I didn't know that. I thought it looked legit. There's been good halftime shows, there's been bad halftime shows. But Prince was an amazing halftime show. I liked the Maroon 5 halftime show. Somewhat. I didn't like the rap in the middle. I didn't know who that guy was. It's kind of like that. If you don't know who they are, you really can't enjoy it unless they're phenomenal and they blow you away. But not being a fan of R&B and pop music, or not really saying not a fan, because some groups I do like, I just haven't heard of it as many. So I assumed it looked like this guy was lip syncing, and and a guy I know, he was on Facebook and he said no, he was ad libbing a lot. So I don't, he wasn't lip syncing. And I said, okay, but I didn't. It looked like it to me, but I didn't know the song. So if he was ad libbing a bunch of stuff and it sounded different than the recording, I wouldn't have never known. So I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that he was lip syncing, and there's some that, of course, there's a few that have said no, he wasn't, and a lot of people thought it was a disaster of a crappy halftime show, and some people thought it was amazing. I guess it all depends on your musical taste. And if he was lip syncing, people will be okay with it, and some people will be anti lip syncers, you know. But I understand that I would want to sing if I was doing it. But if you're getting paid that much money and they tell you to lip sync, yeah, you're probably going to lip sync. But whether he did or not, I don't know. I just, like I said, I wasn't a fan of it. Just me personally, and I'm not going to bash the guy because he's got millions of fans and he deserved the shot, I guess. I mean, he's popular enough to do it. Hey, you know, and I listen to what the minority listens to. I listen to the real heavy music, and when I do listen to pop, I listen to Maroon 5 or I mean, there's songs here and there from people that will catch my attention, and I'll be like, the one they played before the commercials for this weekend guy. Like I said, it was catchy. It had a little, doing that to it, and it's like happy sounding music. And speaking of happy, like Pharrell, I like that song. That's the only one I know, and it's the only one but I try to keep an open mind with it. I guess it was just the moment it hit me. It just seemed like it was too much, lip sync. He looked like he was trying to be an older, newer version, if you can understand that, of Michael Jackson. He had the same kind of shoes. He had the red jacket on, and just the weird. I guess it was explained later what it was about, but had this weird part in it where all these people were wearing. They all looked like him. They had bandages on their face, but it looked like jock straps. It really did. But he had some kind of meaning behind it from a song he did, something about bandages. And so anyway, I mean, either liked it or you loved it or you hated it, I guess, or you just didn't care either way. I was half-ass watching it. I mean, I listened to it, but it's like I watched it and it's like, it wasn't my cup of tea. So if you're a Weekend fan, I'm good on you. I'm sure he did good for you then. And it just wasn't I hadn't, like I said, I wasn't looking forward to it because I'd never heard the guy, and I'm not a big style or genre. I'm not a big fan. It has to be something that really catches my attention, and that didn't. So, but I mean, it is what it is. It's over and done with, and it was a big theatrical thing, and like they do every Super Bowl. But anyway, there's some really good bands, like I said, Nuclear Power Trio and Spirit Box. Burden and Tom McDonald are the ones I've found in the past week that are interesting to me, and I'm liking them. Power Trio, like I said, it kind of sounds like a video game background. It would be an awesome video game if it was on there, but the musicianship's out of this world. It's really good. So, yeah, from a musician standpoint, if you're into some hellacious slap bass, like check this guy out. And Spirit Box, if you're into the back and forth singing, and she sings really, really clean, excellent. She might even be, and this is hard for me to say, but she might be a better clean version singer than Tatiana. She doesn't have the growl factor for me that Tatiana does, but she does fit it in where it belongs, and she does a good job of it. I mean, I used to listen to I Wrestled a Bear once on occasion. I'd heard a few songs. No, I mean, it's been a while back, so I don't really remember. It's something about boat show or boat something they had out as a single one time. I liked it. It was a funny video. But the videos for Nuclear Power Trio were worth the admission anyway. And Tom McDonald. Tom McDonald's videos are they're not like real flashy, but I mean he's pretty damn right straight up, man. He just surprisingly caught me off guard that I like this guy, and he has a lot of followers. So I mean, there's a reason for that. He's no bullshit. He just straight up. So it's great. Uh, and then the other little thing before I get off here, I'm contemplating doing something out of my comfort zone. Not a rap album or anything like that, but I've realized that you can find on YouTube, you can find tracks like they're beats tracks, but there's acoustic guitar beat traps. There's uh, trap music or whatever they call it, and then they have alternative, and then there's rock. And this one guy I seen on there, he puts all these beats out for free, and it's just like stuff you can sing to. And he just puts them out there for free, and people use them in their SoundCloud or whatever. And so I thought, man, maybe I'll do that, and just give myself something to do right now. I mean, there's really no band going on as per se, and there's no real desire to go out and get ready to play somewhere because you never know with these restrictions. It's trying to keep involved in music somehow, and maybe I'll do that. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a singer. But I do podcasts and stuff for my feelings. But it's like I always like to put everything to music. I like to put stories to music, and it's hard to get groups of guys together all the time. So I might try to figure out how to run a computer and put some words to these beats and see how it sounds. Just for fun. But that won't be for a while because I really have to see how I figure it out. But if anybody else has ever done that and they watch this, let me know how it works out because I'm thinking it shouldn't be too awful bad to get the background and then to sing over it and somehow record it together. So maybe I'll get one of the computer kids, one of my kids, to help me out with that. But so just popping on today for a few minutes, tell you about those new bands I heard. And like I said, the Morgan Wallen thing, I wish that shit would not happen, but it did. So I wish him the best to have this stuff go by the wayside if he's a good country artist. I mean, a lot of people like him, so this sucks. Cancel culture's in full effect. Music needs to stay out of the music industry. I mean, if it stays in the freaking politics, and let it stay in the politics. But anyway, good to talk to everybody. And if you're watching this, I hope you check those bands out. If you're a fan, if you got any bands that you want me to check out, I'd be glad to hear them. Put them in the comment section, and I'll go check them out. I try to listen to everything that people point me to, and I have, like Crystal Lake and Architects and stuff that I mentioned in a previous video. I still listen to them. They're it wore off a little bit, but I mean the initial shock of a new kind of band doing that, and definitely I've been listening to more of the Spirit Box than anybody probably, but it's just because it's in my wheelhouse that I like to listen to. And I watched just before I get off, there was a pretty cool live stream the other night. Brought us back some memories on the Troy music store down in Troy. They have live streams, Trojan City, and they did one set the other night I watched with the band Throttle. If any of you guys know Throttle from the hardcore days, way back in the 90s when I started out, and like Cattle was 94, I think Throttle was 93. We played a show with them in Piqua, so I remember I always liked them. And they're still doing their thing. It's the very addictive, bouncy, hardcore. Mario's still blowing out them songs. He's telling it like it just gives you. He's got that Ice-T sounding voice to me. I mean, it's like when you hear Ice-T doing Body Count, it reminds me of Mario. And it was a good set. I enjoyed it. It was a good time, and I try to catch a lot of those live streams. Last one I saw, I think before that was God, I don't look at their name right now. I'm thinking it's Killed by Art, Killed by Art or something. I can't remember. But I had heard them before. I just don't remember the name right off the top of my head, but I listened to that set too, and it's a pretty cool idea to have live streams down there. And so if you get a chance, check out Trojan City Limits. It's a live stream. If you get on Facebook and check them out. So it's good to see live bands, even if it's on the screen. It's better than nothing, I guess, right now. Anyway, have a great day. Check out a bunch of music. If you get any, like I said, leave me a comment. I would definitely like to check out some new stuff, and I'll keep jamming on the shit I hear, and I'll let you know when I find good bands. So, till next time, take care of yourselves out there. Keep on rocking. Have a good one.